I was having some issues of the mic.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Hello, friend.
So I have bought a new one and now voice is perfect. Hello friend. Welcome to Krypton Syndicate, where we don't just learn Linux, we understand Linux from its beating core to its outer shell. So before we start, have you completed the orientation of the labs which I have told in the previous video? If not, go and complete the orientation and then stick to this video. So let's roll. So start your Kaggle Linux machine and type in your Firefox. Open your HTTP box, log in and simply click the lightning button. Complete this Intro to Academy module, which will get some cue for unlocking new labs. So I have 60 and we have enrolled in the Linux fundamentals, which is available in the in progress modules. So let's continue our Linux fundamentals. We have covered Linux structure, Linux distribution in previous video, but I forgot to cover the components and the file system hierarchy. So let's start by unfolding the mystery of what happens when you turn on a Linux machine. Because unlike Windows or Mac, here you control every step, and every hacker, every coder, every cybersecurity warrior must master this. So let's see the hidden guardians of Linux. Its core components. Bootloader, which is the have given a description, you can read it. But I will tell in the short. Think of the bootloader as the gatekeeper. It's the very first code that runs when your machine starts. For ParrotOS or most Linux systems, they use group, means the grand unified bootloader. Without group, your operating system won't even wake up to point your system towards the OS kernel, which is the heart of Linux. So let's see the kernel. The kernel is the core, the brain and the muscle of the Linux. When you click, type or even touch something, the kernel makes sure the hardware and software are talking properly. Then comes the most quiet army in the background, daemons. These are like invisible workers running quietly in the shadows. They control printers, networks, sound, task scheduling. You don't see them, but your system will collapse without them. And here comes our real weapon, the shell. The shell is where you and Linux truly meet. It's a command line interpreter like bash, ZSH, fish, your power tool. While normal user clicks icons, but you here you write commands, you automate tasks, script processes like a digital ninja. Many of the students have confusion in shell and bash. What is shell and bash? A shell is your interpreter, which is your voice to the system. Whatever you type in the CLI, the system understands it and gives the results for you. And what about bash? Bash is a born again shell, which is the most common shell used. It's power most of Linux terminals by default. With bash, you can navigate, create files, automate tasks, launch programs without touching the mouse. GUI is for comfort, bash is for control. Shell is the general concept of any command line interpreter, but bash is a specific implementation of a shell, the most famous and most used. There are also other shells like ZSH, Fish, KSH, CCSH, and each has its style. Are you getting it? If any doubts, feel free to ask. It's your own space. What about the graphics? The graphics servers like X server or Wayland across the windows, boxes, menus, and the window manager or desktop environment like Genome KDE turns this into a familiar usable UI. But remember, true power lives below in the shell. And of course, the tools, the utilities like ls, cp, mv, cat, simple commands that do powerful things only when used wisely. Application or utilities are programs that perform particular functions for the user or another program. We have covered Linux architecture in previous video. The only is remain the file system hierarchy, the tree of Linux. Now let's enter the sacred structure of every Linux system. The file system hierarchy. The slash, which is shown here, is the origin and the beginning. All files, all folders start from here. No matter where you are inside this tree. Now let's see slash bin. This is the house for the basic commands you can't live without, like ls, cp, mv, cat. Even if your system is broken, slash bin must remain. Now let's see what's the slash boot. Do you know? The bootable files like group, kernel, which files required to boot the OS lives here in slash boot. Now let's see slash dev. Slash dev means devices. Here your hard drive is a file. Your USB is a file. Your mouse is also a file. That's Linux magic. Everything is a file. Now let's see slash etc, which is configuration. System settings, service configs, app setups, all live here. Want to change how your system behaves? You come here. The slash home, which is your kingdom. This is where you live. Your files, folders, downloads. Each user gets their own space here. Slash lib means libraries, like secret spellbooks, shared code, libraries that programs use to perform tasks. We shared library files are required for system boot. Now let's say slash media and slash mnt. These are the mount points. Suppose if you plug a USB, this is where it appears. Temporary mounts or test drives. MNT is your stop. Slash OPT means optional stuff. Third-party tools, extra app, they hang out here. Interesting. You should be curious to see what will be there inside that. A curious one will be open the terminal and see what is inside. You should also know. Okay, let's see slash root. Slash root, which is the root user's home. Not to be confused with slash and slash root. This is the private room for a board user, which is called root user. Now let's see slash sbin, which means system binaries. Command for system level tasks like fsck, reboot, ifconfig. This all stuff you rarely touch stores here. Slash tmp means temporary files. Short-lived junk files gone after reboot, like the system scratch pad. Slash user, which includes user programs. Most application libraries, documentation, a whole world under here. Slash var means variable data, logs, mail, print queues, files that keep changing. vital for tracking system activity. So if you have completed the Linux structures introduction, simply scroll down and click More Complete and Next. We have covered Linux distribution and also in a previous video. Now let's meet the true face of Linux, the shell. Before I have tell, a shell is your interpreter, which is your voice to the system. Whatever you type here, the system understands and gives the results for you. What are the terminal emulators and multiplexers? A terminal emulator brings this shell to your GUI screen, like Genome Terminal or Terminator. A multiplexer is like a TMUX. Lets you split, manage, and run multiple terminals in one screen. Perfect for hacking, coding, multitasking. And also about the bourne again shell we have discussed before. Means bash means bourne again shell, which is most famous and most used shell. After completion, click Mark Complete and Next. Wait a minute. What about to give a task for PS1 variable? Means do a small research on PS1 variable. What is meant by PS1 variable? Why it is used? And drop your answer in the comment box. As well, I will explain it in your next video. Don't worry, I will explain it from description. See, we have terminal. See, this is the terminal. This is the root terminal, which gives root privileges. No need to go from the root terminal. You can go through the normal terminal for root. Simple like this. Exit this. This is your normal terminal. Writing sudo su and entering the password. You will be a root user. Password will be not visible here. See, you are the root user. Before you are a normal user, signs a symbol sign. And after being a root user, you will be visible as symbol, which is the sign of core mode. So let's complete this and proceed to the next. Okay, getting help. In Linux, the smartest users don't remember every command. They just know how to find help fast. Let's see how they do it. See, we have first command ls. Ls means a fundamental utility used to list the contents of the directory. So if you don't know anything about ls, you don't know how to use, there are some methods to get help of a particular tool. So let's see, open your terminal and you have a command ls. First method is man. Simply type man and tool name. You will see a complete manual for the ls command, its purpose, options, usage. Confused by all the text? Hit Q and quit. You can always scroll later. There is also a second method which is -help option. So simply we can type ls means tool name and -help and enter. You will get everything. A quick summarized help message, no long scrolling. You will see all the arguments, options, usage. There is also a third method -h. Some tools or commands like curl provide a short version of help by using -h instead of -help. But note here that some tools or commands, not all. Curl can also be used by man curl. See. Also with -help and also with -h. Okay, Linux tools love to surprise you like that. Let's see another method using apropos. Usage of apropos is simple. Simply type apropos and tool name apropos sudo. Let's see about sudo. This finds every tool or manual mentioning sudo in its description. Perfect when you don't know the exact command, but you know the topic. Now HTTP has given something for the curious ones. Go to the new tab or scroll down and click this link, https://explainshell.com. This will redirect on their website. Test any complex Linux command here and it will explain each part beautifully like magic for beginners. Let's try SSH. Explain. See. Open SSH client, which is a remote login program. If you want to explore more, click on the source man pages. You will get a deep knowledge about a particular command. You can go for later it. Mark complete and go next. Okay, this is so much interesting part of today's session. Let's see our system information. Before attacking or defending, before coding or building, you must know your system. Let's run this on your hack the box machine, not on our Kali Linux terminal. Scroll down. See, this is the PWN box, which spawns for only one. If you want to spawn for more time, you have to take a subscription of the hack the box. But hack the box is much kind for us. So they have given the configuration file which we will use and connect our terminal to the hack the box machine. Let's dive in. So download the low load or recommended configuration file. Select it. UDP and TCP, these both are the protocols, network protocols. UDP means user datagram protocol and TCP means transmission control protocol. Here UDP is more faster than TCP, but TCP is reliable. If you want more reliable, go to TCP, and if you want more faster, stick to the UDP. Download the VPN, connect PWN location, there is no need for selecting this because it is for PWM box. So select your server and protocol and download the VPN connection file. Done. Now open your terminal. Go to the download directory where the VPN connection file is downloaded. ls for list the contents from the directory. We have downloaded this VPN file. Now we have to connect it. For connecting it, simply type sudo for giving the root privileges. Open VPN and file name academy-regular.ovpn. Hit enter. Enter your password. It will get connect. Simply scroll down. We can try all that commands in our own terminal also. There is no need for trying on the HTTP, but it is required for further solving the questions. So I have tell you to connect with Hack the Box machine. Now click here to spawn the target. It will give IP address, which will be connect with using SSH. We will connect it with our terminal. Okay, don't use this terminal, it's for connection. Open new tab. You have to enter SSH username @ IP address. Okay, here is the username http -student. Oh no, @ and the IP address. Simply click to copy and Ctrl+Shift+V to paste. Now enter. It will require the password. First you type here yes. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes. Enter the password provided here http @academy_student exclamatory. Password will be not visible. http _@cademy. Hit enter after entering the password. Yes, you are logged in. Now let's try that commands. Who am I? Do you know who are you? Who am I? Your current username, which is http-student. Now let's see what are your privileges. Simply type your ID. See, your user ID, groups, potential sudo access. It's very useful if you ever get a reverse shell on a victim. Now let's see what is your machine's name. Simply type host name. This prints the machine's host name. It's handy for CTFs or when pivoting between machines. Now let's see what OS and kernel is this. Simply type uname Linux. This is only an OS. If you want to see a kernel, let's try uname-a. Oh, everything is one line. Kernel version, architecture, release info. For potential kernel exploits, use this uname-r. See, to get the kernel release. There are other vital commands to explore. pwd, ifconfig, ita, netstat, tsox, who, lsblk. Try each one, break nothing, learn everything. Now your mission. You are connected to the HTTP target machine. Your task is simple but necessary for your hacker growth. Complete the provided questions in the HTTP challenge. Capture the flags. Test every command you just learned. If something breaks, if you get stuck, don't worry. In the next video, we will solve them together. Because in Krypton Syndicate, no one is left in the dark. See you in the next one. Stay sharp.